The concept of a satanic new world order using vaccines to control the population is a theory that has been circulating on the internet and social media platforms. According to this theory, a group of powerful individuals and organizations are working together to create a one-world government that would control every aspect of people's lives, including their health. Vaccines, in this context, are seen as a tool to manipulate and control the population rather than a means to prevent and treat diseases. Proponents of this theory argue that vaccines contain toxic ingredients such as mercury, aluminum, and formaldehyde that can cause harm to the human body. They claim that these ingredients are intentionally added to vaccines to weaken the immune system, making people more susceptible to illnesses and diseases. Furthermore, they believe that vaccines are being used to implant microchips or other tracking devices into people's bodies, allowing the government to monitor and control their every move. Some also believe that vaccines are being used to spread diseases rather than prevent them. For example, they point to the fact that some vaccines, such as the flu vaccine, contain live viruses that can cause the very disease they are intended to prevent. They argue that this is a deliberate attempt to create a pandemic, which would then be used as an excuse to implement martial law and restrict people's freedoms. Another aspect of this theory is the idea that vaccines are being used to implement a form of mind control. Some claim that vaccines contain substances that can alter people's behavior, making them more docile and compliant. This, they argue, is part of a larger plan to create a population that is easy to control and manipulate. However, it is essential to note that there is no credible evidence to support these claims. The ingredients used in vaccines are rigorously tested and proven to be safe. The idea that vaccines contain microchips or other tracking devices is simply a myth, with no scientific basis. The World Health Organization (WHO), the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), and other reputable health organizations have consistently stated that vaccines are safe and effective in preventing and treating diseases. In fact, vaccines have been proven to be one of the most effective ways to prevent the spread of diseases. For example, the measles vaccine has been shown to be 93% effective in preventing measles, while the flu vaccine has been shown to reduce the risk of flu-related hospitalizations by 40%. The claim that vaccines are being used to spread diseases is also unfounded, as numerous studies have shown that vaccines are safe and effective in preventing diseases. It is also worth noting that the idea of a satanic new world order using vaccines to control the population is a classic example of a conspiracy theory. These theories often rely on unverified sources, misinformation, and a lack of scientific evidence. They can be harmful, as they can lead to fear, mistrust, and misinformation, which can have serious consequences for public health. In conclusion, the idea that a satanic new world order is using vaccines to control the population is a baseless theory with no scientific evidence to support it. Vaccines have been proven to be safe and effective in preventing and treating diseases, and the claims made about them are often based on misinformation and a lack of understanding of how vaccines work. It is crucial to rely on credible sources of information and to consult with healthcare professionals before making any decisions about vaccinations. By doing so, we can ensure that we are protecting ourselves and our communities from the spread of diseases, rather than perpetuating harmful conspiracy theories.